Well, on that terrible joke, I shall join in the channel. Good evening, Saturday evening to you all. Hope you're all doing really, really well. Hope you can all hear me perfectly fine. I guess so, because no one's screaming mic at me, so that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Right, I have got a little bit of Fanta that I want to finish drinking. By the way, nicest Fanta ever. I don't know if you can see that. Fanta raspberry. Oh, so good. So good. Oh yeah, good happy Sunday morning as well to those in the future half of the world. When I've finished with this Fanta, though, we're going to try these out tonight. So I've got a couple of these rum and cola, Copperberg rum and cola, so cherry flavored rum. Well, actually, it's Copperberg spiced rum infused with cherry flavor and some cola as well. So look really interesting. Looking forward to drinking those. And I've got a bottle of the classic Casalero del Diablo Cabernet Sauvignon to drink. 2019. I actually don't remember anything about the years of those wines, so we shall see how it goes. Oh, thanks for the host, by the way, Andy, and thanks for the gift sub, Samok. Once again, super generous. You've got some. Got these for you. I should be sending to you shortly as well. So, got two of these coming your way. These are Easy Flash version 1 PCBs, which I built for you this week, and they'll be on their way to you on a Monday. Hopefully, shouldn't take too long to get to you. But yeah, thanks again for the subs, and welcome to the subs to Prince Phase, Speccoms, Gareth, Cats in Excessive, I like that name. Oh, and Shimmerbot. Shimmerbot has now got two months of 2 months of follows under its belt, on 2 months of sub under its belt. I really should register Shimmerbot as a bot, and then that doesn't happen. But thank you nonetheless. Yeah, Shimmerbot never misses a stream. Shimmerbot probably would have been at the top of the Shimmer Shillings table if I hadn't have removed all his Shimmer Shillings. Thank you for the bits as well, Five Sprites. And I'm going to do this every time I see your name. Thank you again for the A7 boards. Very much appreciated. Just a little update on that as well. So Andy's is good to go. This is Andy's. He's opted for white and blue. I don't know if you can see there is a little bit of kind of blue smudge in it. It's kind of hard to see with the way the camera focuses. And the on-off switch is very hard to get right in this color for some reason. It's because it prints with this face down, and this bit is indented, so this bit actually has to have a support printed underneath it to print correctly. It's fully functional though, so that's fine. Crazy UK's is almost done. This is a temporary box on the bottom. I did try and print a new bottom piece for it today, but it hasn't come out quite well. The front has kind of messed up a little bit, so I'm going to give it another go tomorrow. And these will also be posted on Monday. Well, I will have 3 different bases to try from. So, but they're both ready to go now. They both got the files and the SD cards that they need, and I'll be shipping these out on Monday. I'm just going to pop by the post box because I think even wrapped in a jiffy bag, these should probably fit in the post box. And they're pretty sturdy, so they should be all right. Anyone else have issues trying to test a map in the Pick and Mix editor? If as long as is it auto launching Vice? If it's auto launching Vice, it should be fine. It should be okay though. It should still launch. But the game is a little out of date, the one that's built into it. So bear in mind you will probably need injector RAM turning on and things like that. You'll need a few things turning on um, in Vice to make sure it works. If you haven't got injector RAM, it won't work because this is just launching the PRG as if it was built from here. So make sure your auto start settings are set to injector RAM. Let me give everybody some points and then I'll quickly go over the basic competition before we do some mapping. So tonight we're just going to do, same as last week, we're going to do some mapping. Get the maps in, test them out, write down any bugs. Let me get my little pad ready. And if there's anything, just need to keep my messages open. That's fine. And if there is anything like super urgent, we will do those ASAP. Oh, that's blowing around. I got a fan blowing over here. Oh yeah, there's a fan blowing from over there. Okay. Okay, I'll do it on another page. That's fine. So I've got my little pad to make a note of things on there. We're going to do that till around about midnight, and then at midnight I'm going to switch over to Mega 65, and that's what we're going to do basically from now until Pick and Mix is finished. So around about midnight, we'll switch over to the Mega 65, and I'll continue doing some stuff on there. I've deliberately not done any work on it this week. I did a tiny little bit on Monday, but since then I haven't touched it. And that's because I wanted to kind of do the next steps on stream. So I'm going to look at adding a Y scrolling in, and I'll talk about the limitations that we've got with the Y scrolling and the steps we can or can't take. And I'll also be able to show you the some of the work that Stoker's been doing. I I will only show you the stuff. In fact, I'll just stick to the one sprite that's been shown already. So you're going to cover off the rules and requirements of the basic draw. Yes, I'm going to go through that in a second. Yep. Oh, there he is, Stoker. Yeah. So I just saying, Stoker, I'm going to go through the Mega 65 stuff later on at midnight, but I'll only show the sprite that you sent, the original sprite you sent, and that's actually changed now. But they'll get an idea of the kind of the stuff. I don't want to show anything that's incomplete, so I don't mind showing a kind of conceptual piece which is what that sprite is, but I won't show like incomplete cycles and things like that. I'll leave that. So unless you've got something you want to share, if there's something you're particularly happy to share, then let me know and I'll share it at midnight. Okay, so the competition. So it's not really a competition this time. It's more of just a challenge, really. The idea being every month when we do these challenges, the idea is you're going to win one of these, right? So this month's have already been won. Um, actually ended up being 3 this month, which is incredible, to be honest, and it's thanks to 5 sprites. Oh, I got my doors going. No, it stopped. All right. Yeah, so every month we're going to give one of these away, and what I'm going to try and do, is make the challenge something that's going to benefit the Mega 65 community a little bit. So last month it was basically just trying to find a dev or devs that could dedicate time and effort into kind of optimizing code. Being the point being that if somebody's willing to do that, then they're probably willing to dig around in the custom stuff of the Mega 65 as well. Don't know if I'm the only one, but if Mega 65 to be installed, I've noticed the only one has to install the branch version and configure it. So in the Vic form branch does not allow the SD card configuration. Could be related to my PC, but I reproduce from scratch. Okay, well we'll go through that in a minute. And maybe people can share their experience with installing it so far. Because it could just be it could be a configuration setting somewhere. Somebody else is running it on the same system. Oh right, so install. Okay, so you have to install the normal version and then install the SD card branch. Okay. So yeah, if anybody's having any trouble with it, then yeah, please follow those directions from Emma. So anyway, so that leads me on to what this month's challenge is. So this month's challenge is to write something in BASIC. So there's a few people working on assembly stuff. There's not so many people working on basic stuff for the Mega 65. So what I've decided to do this month is give a kind of open-ended challenge, which is to create. Oh, thanks for the host, by the way. Yawn was taken and Prow 7. I missed that. Thank you very much, guys, for the hosts. Is to create a remake of a classic game. So it could be as simple as Pong, as I said, or it could be as complicated as you want. But the idea is to recreate or reimagine a classic game using only BASIC on a Mega 65. So the challenge itself is quite simple. That's it's quite open ended. You can kind of do as little or as much as you want in order to enter this. Anybody who enters what's deemed a valid game in that it creates something that's playable that has some connection. It can be a really loose connection. It really is just to kind of give you some ideas. Really, you don't have to come up with a completely original idea. You can remake Breakout if you want. It's absolutely fine. Um, Anybody who makes something that's deemed a valid playable game will be entered into a prize draw, and then on the 27th of this month, so the last stream of this month, last Saturday stream of this month, I will do a draw. So everybody who enters will have a chance to win. There'll be no judging of the entries. It will just be we might go through some of my. It depends on how many we get. We may go through them all, or I may just pick out a couple of my favorites out of there and just have a look at them. But everybody who enters something valid will be entered into the prize draw, and then we'll do the draw randomly chosen, and the winner will get one of these. Um, the the beauty of doing this is that it gives the Mega 65 team some more programs to work with, which is why one of the requirements is that anything you submit, you basically give me permission to put on a compilation disc and release to the community for free, because that gives those who are looking at basic some stuff to look at. Thank you very much for the follow, Lorenzo. Very much appreciated. Um, it gives those who are working on in basic something to go with. It kind of encourages a few people to look at basic who may not have looked at it before. It gets you guys familiar with basic on the Mega 65 and the difference between it and the C64 basic, and it gives the emulator guys and the Mega 65 team some more programs that they can use as kind of test programs as they change things. So it's kind of a nice way to kind of help the Mega 65 community, a nice way to get you guys more into kind of the stuff as well. Um, what if it's a game you haven't? It doesn't have to be something I've heard of, as long as it's something. I mean, to be honest, it really doesn't matter that much. I'd say you would be hard pushed to write something that hadn't already been done somewhere else before in some way, shape, or form. So everything you did would probably be 1% some other game somewhere. So it's more it's more just a kind of jumping off point than anything else. So um, but it would be nice. I mean, if somebody does like a perfect copy of a game, then awesome. So just to go over some of the rules, let me bring up the rules here. So the first one is about consistency. So I want to make sure that everybody has the same version of the emulator. So I've picked the version of the emulator that gives you kind of the most flexibility with the VIC4 stuff and allows you to probably do more than the other branches. It is available on that page that's linked there. If you want this text, it is in my Discord channel. If you go to the monthly challenge in the Discord channel, it's pinned at the top, and that will be a clickable link in there as well. So yeah, install that particular branch from there. As Amok says, if you do have problems, you may have to install this stable branch first, and then install this over the top. The Rule 2 is about which C65 ROM. So the emulator does not come with a ROM, as is the case in many emulators. The ROMs are copyrighted, so you have to find them elsewhere. There are sites online where you can find this. The file name in particular is called 911.001.bin. You'll have to rename it to like mega65.rom or something. I can't remember exactly what the name is. It's in the emulator instructions. And when you boot up the emulator, it should say checksum 4BCF at the bottom. Let me just show you what that looks like in the yeah, there you go. So it's say 4BCF there in the ROM checksum. So that's how you know you've got the right one. Um, uh, Rule 3: games must be written entirely in games must be entirely in basic 10 using the current state of the XEMU emulator and C65 ROM, loading rules 1 and 2 with no machine coding component. So no writing something in machine code and then putting a load of data statements and reads and poking them into memory. Um, you can't rename it Mega 65. You need to let EMU to read. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sure I renamed it manually myself, but yeah, okay. I mean, just follow the installation instructions and it should be fine. And if you do have any questions or you struggling with things, just ask in the Discord channel. A few people have installed it already and got it working, so just kind of ask around on there. As I just said before, games must be considered a valid game. That's it. That is, they must have some connection to an existing retro game and be actually playable. The connection can be really, really loose. I mean, if you really want to create something completely new, just use a character from an original game or something. Just as long as there's something, just so that we've got some kind of theme tying it all together. Um, Rule 5 is that music and sound effects are not required. It's not really a rule. It's just kind of letting you know that it doesn't matter if you don't have sound effects in there or music. The important thing is the game itself. Obviously, it would be nice if they did. Entries must be submitted to me by 2 p.m. on 27th of February. So let me catch you with that. What's that one? Is there a manual with all the basic commands available? Yeah, I'll show you that in a minute, and where to find that as well. Yeah, you need to submit to me by that Saturday in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The reason I picked that is just because it gives me a little bit of time to just check the entries before the stream that night, make sure they all load and stuff like that, rather than be doing it on stream. Entries must be saved and submitted in D81 format, and there's some notes down here. I'm not going to go through the notes, but basically, yeah, you just need to create a D81 file and save it to that. If you don't know how to create a D81 file, you can do it with the tools in Vice. You can also do it with dir master and things like that. So if you need help on doing that, speak to somebody in the Discord channel. They'll show you how to do that. You can also just save it on the SD card image, and then when you're finished and you want to submit it, then save it to an external thing. So you can always worry about that later. There's no major rush to do that right now. And as said, all valid entries will be entered into the prize draw. Winner will be chosen at random at midnight, and you do not need to be present to claim your prize. So, unlike the ones where we do just random giveaways to viewers, you don't need to be present in the channel to claim this. So, if you are kind of feeling like you need to be, up at 8 a.m. in the morning because you're in Australia or whatever, to claim your prize, don't worry, you don't need to be. And finally, yeah, by entering, you give me the right to compile all entries onto a single disk image and release to the Mega 65 community for free. This is really just because this whole thing is about bringing more people into the community and giving them more tools and resources to carry on doing stuff. So this isn't really about anybody trying to steal your content. It's just about kind of sharing this thing with the wider community. And then there's a couple of notes down here. The main point being that obviously the emulator is work in progress. Don't expect every single thing to work in that. And the C65 ROM that you're using was never actually completed by Commodore. The Mega 65 team are working on completing that ROM themselves. But obviously I just want to use this one because it's the freely available one. It doesn't get the Mega 65 team into any trouble with licensing issues because you're not getting it from them. But yeah, just bear in mind that some things won't work. Some things are broken. For instance, there's some issues with circles at certain sizes. So just make sure you kind of test a few things, and if you're in any doubt, asking the channel. If nobody knows about it, then it might be worth just dropping the guys a line on the Mega 65 Discord in case it's a bug they need to actually fix. Um, and that's about it. So in terms of a manual, you can download from the link. I think someone just posted the link. Yeah, SP175 posted a link. So there is an Omega 65 guide in there that has all the basic commands in there. So you should be able to pick up most of it from there. It's much, much, much easier to use than C64 Basic because you don't have to poke tons and tons of things in memory. If you want to use faster, the 40 megahertz mode, then there is one poke you need to do, which is poke 0,65, I believe. You can test it out, but if you just like do something that draws to the screen and then do a poke 0.65, it'll be a lot quicker with that because it turns 40 megahertz mode on. I will double check that after the stream sometime, but if somebody reminds me in the channel. Okay, that's about it really. So do we do sprites over with C64? Yeah, if you read through the book, you'll see exactly how to do sprites and stuff. You don't need to do the poke values. There are actual basic commands for sprites now. So, emulate seems to start in 40 megahertz mode. Oh, there you go. Cool. In that case, it's fine. If it starts in 40 megahertz mode, it's fine. It might be worth doing the poke anyway, just in case mine doesn't or something. Poke is correct. Yeah. Okay. Oh God, he put an entertainer on. Who put it on? Who's the guilty party? 5 sprites. I'll allow it because it's 5 sprites. He gets a pass. Right. Phantom mostly down. So let's get the wine open. Yeah, it's already been opened. So Jesus. Dude. Let's try out one of these rum and cokes. I'm going to drink it out of the can rather than the glass. Okay, let's try this out, and we'll get on with some level mapping. That's interesting. That's interesting. If I redeem it, I'm trolling. Yes, you are. You are trolling if you redeem it. To be honest, anybody redeems it, they're trolling. And even 5 Sprites knows he's trolling, but I let 5 Sprites off because he has donated a hell of a lot of kit to the channel this last month, so he's fine. But yeah, hey, it's how you doing? Right, all right. Let's do some let's do some mapping. Okay, so first of all, let's bring up the maps. God, where was it now? Maps. There we go. Oh, it's weird that it's kind of nice, but it's got a strange aftertaste. Oh, 10K. I didn't give you 10K, and I didn't start the things either. Wow. All right. I'm surprised it took you half an hour. I'm surprised it took Steps half an hour to complain about that. That's impressive. That's some willpower that to hold yourself back for that long. Okay, I'll put the ratings on. I'm going to leave it at 25 minutes. Actually, I'm going to change that in my code at some point. Oh, it starts with an ST game. Interesting. Did that not work? Oh, I didn't do it right. Hang on. There we go. Oh, I know what this is. I think we talked about this. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit the other day. So, well done, SP, for getting that. Great game. This absolutely brilliant game. Okay. Let's get the right windows open on here and on here. Yeah. Let's have a go. Yeah, so you've got about just under 3 weeks, like 2 weeks, 6 days, and about 18 hours to to make that game. And as I say, don't stress yourself out. It doesn't have to be the most amazing game in the world. As long as it qualifies as a game, then you can enter, and hopefully you'll do well and win at the prize draw. And that's the wrong window. I did not want to open that. Yeah, 2 columns, please. Thank you. Bring the size up a little bit. Okay, good. So we actually managed to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 levels in last time. Okay, so that's pretty decent. I could have just read the numbers down here as well. So let's put some more in. Let's just copy these a few times and these levels in. So this is map 8 now. And that one will get replaced in a minute when we sort it out. So we're looking at map 9 now that we need to generate. I think the last one was one of my levels, I believe. I tell you what I need to do. I need to look at the last 2. So I know what the map 8 was. That was the infinite falling one. So let's just have a look at what this map is, map 7. And then I know where we are. Because I think the majority of the remaining maps are from one person. So okay, yeah, this was one of mine as well. All right. Damn it. Okay, so that was my 2 maps. So let's just take a quick look. Oh, I've got Mega 65 open there as well. Okay, so I think we did. Wait, I feel like we're missing some still. Did I? I might have skipped a couple of levels because they were broken for whatever reasons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because there's 11 here. Oh, that one is not. Okay, yeah. So there's a couple that got moved. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, then there's this whole chunk from Zigzag. So we'll go through these files and put them into here. Okay, so let's start with the Zigzag files. Let's go through one at a time and make any changes we need to make. You just hated on my level because it was too professional. Did I remove your level? The which one? The Danky Gang level. I should have probably named them all here as well. That would have been better. Thanks for the follow, Druid 4711. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Saturday evening to the rum and cola cherry Copperberg, whatever. It's all right. I guess the zigzag one. The zigzag one. I'm not sure I know what you mean. Oh, is it actually called zigzag? Oh, don't worry. Well, you say that, but now I am worried, so I don't want to miss anything. Oh, that's Mega 65. Yeah, so we're going to do some Mega 65 code later on as well. Looking forward to that. It's been a couple of days since I did anything, so it'd be good to get cracking on with it. We can discuss a little bit about what game we're going to make. It's kind of it's in fluid mode, so things are going to change as we go along. But I think we've got a rough idea what we're going to be doing. So, okay, so this is the first of the zigzag levels. It's got kind of a mix of characters in here. In fact, has it got everything in here? I think it's got everything in here. Which I'm not a massive fan of doing, but let's see how these levels go on. It may just be this one, but looks fine. There doesn't seem to be any infinite falling stuff here. Stuff matches at the sides. The pipes are fine. Okay, let's just export it. That looks fine. Well, let's save it in the, because we've also got compressed, not compressed. We've got a kind of original list somewhere as well. Find where they are. It's going to get awkward jumping between these 2 folders all the time, but okay, whatever. Sets, maps. project files. Here we go. Yeah, so we only got 7 actually of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 maps down here. So 4 of them didn't qualify. Not sure what they were. Well, that one didn't qualify because it was a bug explanation. I don't know what that one is. Oh, Magic Knight. Yeah, that was. I think that's the one. And Honeycomb, Frosty Climb, Keep My Aircon. Okay, so wait. Yeah, okay, so those 3. ZZZ didn't go in. Okay, so we need to check that one. Those are the ones that went in. Okay. This one is. I'm just going to call this Zigzag 1. I'm going to export that into. We'll give that a quick test, and we'll see what this ZZZ one is as well. Just get to the Mega 65 code. Oh, all in good time. We need to get this game finished. We're closing in on it, to be honest. There's a lot. Just got one from SP as well, so let's download that one. Stick that on. Stick it on the desktop. My desktop's getting cluttered again with stuff. I need to tidy this up at some point. I tend to put things in groups of stuff I'm working on, and it's kind of slowly grown again. Okay, let me go back in here. Let's try wrong one again. Let's just close that one down. Don't keep doing that. Map 9 in. I think we worked out we could get around about 60 maps last time. I think if we can get to 40, I'm happy. If we can get to 50, I'm more than happy. And 60 is just a pipe dream at this moment in time. Okay, was that not working because have I not actually saved that file out yet? Did I start to save it and didn't actually save it? Sport level. Oh, okay. I just put too many zeros in there. Hey Anton, I learnt your name now, so I already knew that. ZZZ plural Z alpha. Excellent Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference there. Okay, apart from Stoker, because Stoker obviously probably knows the answer to this. Can anybody tell me what is ZZ plural Z alpha? ZZZ plural Z alpha. Make the levels DLC and charge an extra tenner. I wonder how many people are going to go and Google that now. Yeah, it's Hitchhikers, but what is it in Hitchhikers? What does it reference? See if I can. I might be remembering it wrong. I don't think I am, but we shall see. Well, I'll tell you what I think it is, and somebody can tell me if it's right. It's the sector that Earth is in. I believe that's what it is. Okay, this seems to play. Oh, that's going to be. Oh, okay, right. I see one problem. This background color is wrong if you've got these gumballs in, so probably need to get rid of the gumballs or change the background color. I think I'm going to get rid of the gumballs just to vary the level up a little bit. Shit, it's kind of they can be a bit unpredictable, those things. Oh, you son of a gun! As long as I complete the level, I'm happy, and I'll gladly move it. Oh, you. Okay, so it's completable. The only thing I am going to do is just change the this gumball here So I'm going to add. Oh God, I wish I could add in the middle, but I can't. Okay, so that's a bit annoying. So I have to remember. Oh, raid. Let me just get this piece in, and then I'll address the raid. Hang on. Actually, no, what I'm going to do is going to remove it from there, and I'm going to remove that as well. I'm going to even it up a bit and just put 2 of these in because these are a pain in the ass. Thank you very much for the raid, Dr. Dynamite. Very much appreciated. Welcome along. Oh yeah, ZZ9 plural Z alpha. That's the one. Yeah, yeah. It's the location in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy of Earth. Yeah. How's it going, guys? Welcome along to this glorious Saturday night where we're just doing a little bit of mapping for the game, which is closing in on completion now. So, and drinking some Copperberg rum and cola, which is an unusual taste to say the least. I'm not sure if it's because they use these things. They tend to use some kind of off-brand cola, so it could just be like it's a weird cola that they're using. Ah, yeah, that's a very good point. Should the levels use a single tile set? They should indeed. So I'm going to change that now. Thank you, Captain Excessive, for the follow. Appreciated. We're all foodie dudes. Yeah, thank you, Preso, for pointing that out. Yeah, it should indeed use the same tile set. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna fix that with this tile set here. That solves that. The tops of the platforms are fine. Yeah, I mean, other than that, everything's fine. We just have to remember if we use this light blue background, we cannot use this light blue dude here because he just kind of blends in and looks weird. So what I've done is I've removed everything from that point onwards and just replaced it with some marshmallows because marshmallows are a pain in the ass. So they're good to make a level difficult. So it's going to save that level now. So this is Zigzag 1. And then I'm going to export this as map 9. As I said on the last stream, from this point on, there will be no update to the GitHub, and this is just to make sure that these maps stay private until the game is released. So what were you doing tonight then, Dr. Dynamite? Or what were you guys doing over there at Dr. Dynamite's channel? Coding, playing games, just chatting? What were you up to? Always nice to see newcomers. I don't believe you've raided me before. I might be wrong though. I have a terrible memory. I don't have anything telling me the stats of anything, so it's very likely I've made a mistake. Okay, let's try and load. Well, let's first of all let's load that ZZZ. See what the hell that is. Okay, that's a test level. That's why that's not used. Fair enough. Let's load one from SP. It's called Invaders. I like it. I like it. Okay, so this has got some interesting spaces down here. Yeah, this looks kind of nice. I like it. It's good use of the platform stuff. It's got the proper blends on the side here. The platforms, yeah, I mean it's fine that it doesn't kind of continue off like this, but it is just 2 platforms. It's absolutely fine. In terms of how the game works, it's just going to think it's one continuous platform, and it actually looks nice with the symmetry. So that's fine. Colors are good. Everything looks good. The players are a bit off the ground, but that's fine because this is like a half tile thing, so it's fine. They'll just drop into place. Hey, Deft Amigo, welcome to the stream. Secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. Another Hitchhiker's reference. Okay, yeah, this looks pretty good. Let me save this out now as into the projects folder because that looks pretty decent. I don't think I need to make any changes to that. 10. Yeah, we've got 10 in there now. So I'm gonna. So this is from SP. It's called Invaders. Um, I haven't been putting the numbers on the end here, have I? Yeah, let me make sure I get these numbers on because these are kind of useful to have to know which numbers each level is. It just means like when I'm trying to, if I do kind of implement level credits at some point, I've got a list here against each level as well because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that if I can even fit it in. Um, so this is Invaders by SP175, and this is level 10. I mean, this may be something once we get to. Oh, did that actually save? That saved. Once we get close to releasing this game, I may just go through the last couple off off stream, just because it doesn't make for super interesting streams. But um, I like to show people the levels in action. Well, I didn't actually check the enemies on this, but I do see a power up, so that's good. So you've got power ups in there. Uh, oh, that's a swine. No, I'm supposed to get to that. Yeah. It's actually quite a difficult level. This. It seems to be the levels with the smaller gaps. Oh, damn it! Like smaller platforms and tinier gaps to get through the kind of spaces tend to be the hardest ones because you don't have a lot of wiggle room to do things. Um, it looks good though. Doing some speed runs later. What? Yeah, maybe actually. I might do a couple. I've been practicing level 2 on GoldenEye a little bit. I had the world record for one day on that. It's now been beat by about 10 seconds. So, but I did have the record for probably less than 24 hours, but it was there. Hey, Deco. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it'd be good to get some more levels. So thank you for that. Okay, this looks absolutely fine. So I'm going to copy this in down here. So every time I add a level that works, I'm just going to add it in down the bottom here, like so. I'm going to get a new level. So let's go back into Zigzag's levels again. This is really frustrating having to work. I should have made some kind of save and load. Best day of my life, yeah. Back when I used to play Unreal Tournament, well, I played a very niche subset of Unreal Tournament 2003 called Bombing Run, which was a kind of pseudo football game with weapons where you had to kind of um, you had a ball that you could throw and you could shoot the ball to kind of launch it as well, and you had to get it in a goal on the other side. And it was kind of niche subset of Unreal Tournament anyway. But then we used to play me and my clan, as they were called back then, used to play Instagib Bombing Run as well. So not only did we play a niche version of the game, we played a niche subset of that niche. And so there was about 4 or 5 teams in the world that played this thing, and for about 2 or 3 months back then, we were number one in the world. I was number one Instagib bombing run team in the world because there were only 4 or 5 teams, so it was really easy to get to the top. All you had to do was win a couple of games, and your rating went up, and then you'd sit at the top for quite a while. Because the games were based on challenges. You challenged people to a ranked match, and then they'd play you. And if you won, you gained points from them, and they lost points. Kind of, it worked like ELO ratings in chess, basically. So yeah, it was exciting times. To the import whose map it is. I've got the list in here, but yeah, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it inside the maybe I'll do it actually inside the code as well. That makes sense. I mean, it's still there anyway, but yeah, I'll add it in here as well. So let me just open that up here, and then I can easily see that there. The irony of, well, not the irony, but the sad thing about that kind of um that kind of clan based number one thing is that I'd have absolutely no chance anymore of doing that because it required some insane see, I don't know who Chucky might. So if any of these levels are yours, by the way, please let me know. So Chucky Miner 49er, I don't know who did that. I could find out by looking but through my messages, but I don't know because I'd never made a note of it. So I'm just going to go on to the next one for now. In fact, I'm going to write what they are here so that if people see it, they know to add their names in there. But yeah, the sad fact is, if I try to play that game now, because it required some insane reactions to play it, as does any kind of instagib match, I just wouldn't be able to do it anymore. Which is upsetting, because I really enjoy playing those things. Oh, oh, that's the one. Isn't that the one that's in Goat Tracker? I believe that song. Good track. So I don't know who this is. So please, if that's your map, let me know. I will probably go and look through before long and try and find out. Donkey Kong is only Magic Night. Eat My Acorns is another one. I don't know. Yeah, the SIDs are down a little bit. Let me knock them up slightly. There you go. Yeah, this is it. Falling Hearts. Yeah, God, I should probably look through all my messages to find out where they're from. Apologies if I forgot your level. It's been so long since I looked at these. I can't remember who did these. Frosty. Again, don't know who that is. Don't know who this one is as well. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, there you go. Russell Mills claiming some. Falling Heart and Frosty Climb. There we go. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's not that it's not that anybody is forgettable. It's just hard to remember. Amongst all the other million things I do every week. Okay, this is me, so this doesn't have a name. It's just by me. I'm just going to call it No Name. Same with this one, No Name. And then Zigzag is this one. It's also got No Name, so I'm just going to call it No Name. Zigzag. What GPU you bought? Yeah, I bought 3090 RTX 3090. I just bought a cheap kind of, well, say cheap. That wasn't really cheap, but I bought one of the cheaper brands because I was basically just pulling all the cooling off it anyway, which was a scary thing to do actually. To take a 3090, I plugged it in once just to check that it worked. I think I used it for maybe a day or two, and then took it out of my machine and basically ripped the like completely destroyed it, ripped all the shroud off and stuff. like snapped it. I had to snap it off to get it off. Um, that was kind of scary stuff. To take a £1,500 card and just rip it off. To's DMB, thank you very much for the follow. Uh, the 3090 must be good for games made in ASM. Oh yeah, it's great. To be honest, I got it more for the AI tensor cores than anything else, and for video processing as well. So while I do use it for gaming, and it is great for gaming, I wouldn't recommend it as a gaming card, especially with 3080 Ti coming out. You can get a 3080 Ti and it will do almost as good as a 3090 for way less money. But it is for a video editing card, it's bloody brilliant. So very pleased with it. I will say as well that water cooling it gave me about a 15% boost because it keeps the clocks boosted for longer. So I get one hell of a boost just by keeping it water cooled. So Invaders, and this is by SP175. Cool. So we're on to map 11, which is going to be another no-name zigzag one. So I'm just going to put that in now. Hello from Poland. What kind of game are you making now? This is a Commodore 64 game. And it's a single screen kind of arcade platformer game in the kind of vein of Bubble Bobble, that sort of thing. A friend of yours got the 3090 to play Cyberpunk on Ultra with mods. He's playing it at 30 frames per second. Wow. Cyberpunk isn't greatly optimized. It seems to also try to target 60 frames a second constantly, or multiples of 60. So what I found is that if I've got all the ray tracing and stuff on, it kind of sits around mid 50 to mid 50s at 4K, which is it's decent. I mean, it's it's nothing to sniff at. Um, but I was hoping it would be a little bit more than that, to be honest, considering the machine I'm running it on. So, but I mean, like 55 is very playable. Um, and honestly, knocking the resolution down doesn't really boost it that much. I think it just turns more stuff on, and it's stuff that you barely notice as well. Oh, Donkey Kong is not Andy's. Who did Donkey Kong then? I thought that was Andy's. Okay, well, I'll leave that there then. Somebody can tell me who did that one. Sorry, I missed that. Are you using Kick Assembly? I am using Kick Assembly, yeah. It's what I picked up when I came back to the C64, and I've just kind of enjoyed using it since. And I see no reason at the moment for me to change. It's a very useful assembler. So Donkey Kong, how does that look like? It does look like a Donkey Kong level. So like, I'll show you quickly now. You guys made the names as well, so so it's this one. I think we added some. I think we did some coloring on it and added some things in the background, but essentially it's kind of you get up to the top. It's quite a nice idea for a level, actually. I like it. It needed a little bit of adjustment because some of the platforms didn't work too well. But yeah, anyway, that's that level. So if you did that level, let me know. I'll make sure your name gets added into the code. Okay. Right, let's have a look at the next level. So, okay, we do have a level here. This is Zigzag. Hang on, let's just make sure that is Zigzag's number 2. It is. Okay. So again, and it's a bit of a mishmash of enemies. I'm not hugely keen on using all the enemies on every level. So I feel like I might play around with this a little bit. Let's have a look at first of all, let's have a look at how the walkers would work. So always start with the cola bottles because the cola bottles are the good ones that drop down and drop down and drop down and stuff. So looking at this, if a cola bottle drops here, it's going to go across this platform, drop down, across this one, drop down here, back, drop down here, and then it's gonna end up stuck in this area here. If we drop one here, so this area currently these two are completely safe, and this side of the screen is safe. Drop one here, it's going to go down, drop here, hit here, drop this way, and then it's going to get stuck. Yeah, it's going to get stuck walking along this bottom piece, turning around here, coming back here, dropping onto here, then back down again. So now the only safe spot is this step here, and this step here, and this little section under here, and this bit here. And then this one drops down and sticks. Okay, so first of all, I notice an error here. There's no end piece here, so let's just sort that out quickly, like so. Um, so the walkers alone are not enough for this. So let me just reset all the enemies here. We'll do our own enemy list for this one because I'm not that keen on that enemy list. Let's put some walkers in so we can start with a simple setup that makes you think, okay, this is okay, and then we can start making it a bit more complicated. So so this walker will walk to the edge and jump. So in this case, if he walks here, he's going to jump over here. He's going to jump this way, jump this way. Okay, so let's put a couple of those in, and a flying enemy, and then okay, so that's quite a few enemies in there. So we see I've kept it to 3 types of enemy here to try and make the levels a bit easier to memorize. Memorizing the levels is an important thing as well. So if you can make the level easy to memorize, then it's going to be a more fun level to learn to play. So it's not to say that the original enemy list was bad or anything. It's just that it's going to be a more memorable level if we do it like this. So this is map 11 now. And see, we're nowhere near using all the enemies, so we might need to make some which actually fill this out really fast. So hey Warlock, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Hope it's not too early for you. What time is it over there? Are you I get mixed up because we change freaking summertime, and it's just things change all the time, so I'm never quite sure if it's 10, 11, 12 hours ahead. So you're 11 hours ahead. Okay. Oh, it's always confusing to me. And then we have Universal Time, UTC, and it's called Universal Time, but it's only used in places kind of roughly along the GMT line if the summertime shift has made it in line with it. It's not a universal time that's used everywhere. It's just another freaking GMT type time. It's stupid. Stop calling it universal time then. Anyway, I'm not going to rant about that. It's kind of one of the most pointless rants I'll ever have. So, and for you guys who are doing the basic stuff as well, oh, let's put the right stuff in there. If you do have progress reports, don't hold back till the end of the month. It isn't a competition, so you're not gonna lose any ground by sharing stuff, and it'd be really interesting to see people's progress on this, and see what people are up to, and also to help inspire other people. Somebody might see something you've done and think, oh, I kind of want to do something similar. Oh, I didn't know you could do that in basic, that sort of thing. So um, this doesn't have to be as secretive as the spiral competition. Oh yeah, like see these are good on this level. Look how they jump around. That's cool. Oh, what killed me then? Ah, we've got the MSB bug here. So I stood here and I died when it walked off the screen. And I didn't die then. Yes, okay. Okay, so there's a bug we need to fix. Might have a look at that in a second. MSB sprite collision bug. Now that could be. Actually, I'm not entirely sure what that could be. We might take a look at that in a minute. I mean, Wales, we pick whatever time we want in my house. I just always found the name Universal Time to be very misleading because it's not universal time. It's not. The only time you could potentially deem to be universal would be epoch time, but nobody's going to go around saying what time is it. Well, it's 14 billion. You know, it just doesn't make any sense to talk about time in that sense. So we do have to kind of have some kind of humanizing construct for it. But oh, is his new booking because he used to do it in C64 Studio, wasn't it? So that's interesting. It's gone for that. I should do a book at some point. I just don't have time to do it. Really don't have time to do it at all. Shame. I would like to write something. The stuff I did for the PDFs would be kind of perfect for this. Okay, I think this level is fine. It's hard, but it's fine. Oh, actually, where's oh yeah, the switch is there. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is fine. Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next level. So we do have an MSB bug, which I may take a look at after the first break, which I will take shortly. Let's just get a couple more in. Oh, somebody asked a question I missed. I'm trying to make a C64 platform game, but the background collision register is hard to get working. Probably, yeah. As Mad Beagle says, probably not a good idea to use the hardware collision register because it is very. The problem with the hardware collision register, it will trigger on a single pixel collision. So if you've got any kind of background pattern or anything, then you're screwed. It severely limits what you can do. It also will trigger when any sprite hits that. So you have to be. You're better off making your own. There's a couple of good. Check out some of my earlier streams, like maybe the first couple of episodes. I couldn't tell you exactly which one it will be, but maybe look in the first maybe 4 or 5 episodes. One of those will have them in there. Oh, thanks, Bardby. Yeah, thank you. That's appreciated. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. Do you need to make your own collision routine for the basic game? Yes, you will do. There is no sprite collision in the basic one. So if you do want to do something that uses collision, you'll have to write your own. The good news is the basic is very fast, so so you should be able to get some pretty decent stuff out of it. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break. Then when I come back, we're going to have a look at that. So we've now got 12 levels in here now, and then we'll just have a quick look at this collision bug. So what I'm going to do before I go for a break, is I'm going to try and recreate that bug. So we do have, hang on, let me just move that down to the bottom here. Oops. We do have a level that we can use for testing, which is that triple Z level that I was looking at before. So I'm just going to put ZZZ in here because it's I don't need to save it anywhere else, but I will just use it as a test level. So if I look on the desktop, find that level. There we go. And put, it doesn't really matter what enemy I'm putting, but I'm going to put these one in because these are what caused the problem before. And I'm not sure where where the MSB is. It's going to be around about here somewhere. So I'm going to move these pipes, and I'm going to put them. Actually, I'm going to put them kind of in the middle like that. It doesn't really matter that I can't press the switch. It's not an issue. In fact, I only need one pipe. It doesn't matter that I can't reach that. It's just a test level. Does it matter which way the enemy's walking? No, it probably doesn't actually. Okay, so let's export that. If we can replicate this, then we can move on to fixing it. So hopefully it's pretty easy to replicate. Calling it ZZZ so I don't get mixed up and accidentally include it by mistake. Just make some crappy overlay sprites. Just use chars instead. Just check. So yeah, I mean, it should be pretty easy to do in Basic. I mean, if you take the stuff we've been doing with assembly and turn it into Basic, the Basic's going to look a lot easier to understand, but the concept is pretty much the same. Overlapping rectangles is a very, very common algorithm that you can find many places online. It's essentially you take you just need to check if if any one corner of a rectangle is within the other one. But yeah, check online. There's loads of examples of that algorithm, and you can just drop it straight to Basic. I can never remember it off the top of my head, which is really annoying. I have to draw it down on paper. But you can work it out if you draw it on paper. It's really easy. Basically, you take the two positions and like subtract them or something, and then compare the result to the widths of them or something like that. And that allows you to test if it's within the box or not. But in Basic, that'll be super fast. So let's bear in mind the Mega 65 Basic is going to run at 40 megahertz. So it's going to be fast. So it's going to be 40 times faster than you're used to. Plus, it's a much more efficient Basic as well. It's Basic 10 instead of whatever the hell was it, Basic 7, I think, or Basic 6 or 7. I can't remember which one the C64 had. A terrible one. That's what it had. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, also look, that thing's not doing its walking animation. Okay, interesting. Some stuff to look at here. It doesn't seem to be causing me any problems though. I wonder if it is actually. Oh yeah, I can die if I hit it. All right. Okay, it's not good that I can't replicate this, so we're gonna have to have a look at this properly in a second. So let me just go for a quick break. When I come back, we'll take a proper look at what the hell's going on here. Two things now. Why is this not animating, and why do we have that MSP sprite collision bug as well? So I'm not sure what's going on here. I'll change the enemy up maybe. So yeah, all right. I'll take a quick break. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. Be right back. All right, I am back. Set the break to stop. So back to 25 minutes. There we go. Right, I've opened this wine. I haven't poured a glass of it yet. So let's. Amiga quiz for Powerdrift is broken. Okay. In what way is it broken? Thinks it was driving. Oh, really? Okay, so is it one of those games with multiple? Uh, shouldn't have leaked that, but never mind. Driving force. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. There is a game called Driving Force on the Amiga, though. Did it have a? Okay, that's interesting because it according to this, there is a game. So when can you request Amiga modules? When I've set them up. They're not set up yet. So you're saying there was a game called Powerdrift as well? I remember Powerdrift actually. Oh yeah, they do look very similar. Okay, they're using the same technology, both of them, but there are some slight differences. Okay, I think it was probably right then. I don't want to change that. I think because it came from those screenshots came from a RetroPie image somewhere, so it would be strange if they were wrong. Sorry, I'm not going to touch that. I think it's probably okay. Uh, oh yeah, and AMK points as well. Yeah, I do need to. I just need to get the time to do these things. I don't have an awful lot of time to do things. And honestly, a lot of my time has been redesigning these freaking cases recently. So, um, not that there's an awful lot of redesign in them, but they have taken a while and getting my printer to work with them and stuff. And then work and then other streams as well. It's been tricky to find the time to do stuff. So um lunchtime doubly so. I believe that's another Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference. I believe so. Either that or it's a Terry Pratchett reference. No, it's a Douglas Adams reference. Yeah, time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. Yeah, thought so. Hitchhikers. Yep, cool. Oh, I like you guys coming out with all these references. It's good. Let's try this one. I know what this wine is like, so I know it's gonna be. It's not a bad bottle, or it's a screw top, so it's unlikely. Yeah, it's fine. It's got that lovely kind of after zing to it. Um, okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to try a different enemy in this position. I've got so many open files here. So I want to get rid of this one and put this walker in and see if it just actually animates. Because there's no reason it shouldn't animate here. So let's have a look. Bit of Pet Shop Boys. My two favorite quotes from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy are regarding the Vogon ships. He describes them as hanging in the air in the same way that bricks don't, which I think is brilliant. And the quote from they're talking about the planet where the mattresses live, and Zem. That well, all mattresses are called Zem, but he describes the planet Daybreakers. The dew fell with a particularly sickening thud that morning, which I think is kind of a nice quote as well. Because the one thing dew does not do is fall with a thud, so it's kind of it's nice. Yeah. Anyway, okay, that seemed to animate. Let me try that again, and then we'll try it with that gumball in again. I'd rather be happy than right any day. Okay, that animated as well. So I keep trying to attack things and I shouldn't do. All right. Okay, let's put the gumball back in. Maybe it's just a problem with this gumball in that case. And let's work out where the MSB is, right? So the screen is 256, and then it starts a new block. So, and you've got 24 on one side, so that gives you 232 spaces, which is 29 characters. Now these are too wide, so that puts it, it's around about the 15, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's around about this mark here. So I'm just going to put a pipe here to signify roughly where we should be standing. Um, it must be a Thursday. I can never get the hang. That's an Arthur Dent quote every day of the week. Yeah, it must be a Thursday. I never could get the hang of Thursdays. Yeah, Arthur Dent is brilliant. He's like such a. Oh yeah, there is something severely wrong with that character. That's okay. That's interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just see what happens if their walk cycle resets because of a jump or something like that. So I'm just going to take a little platform away here. And the reason for this is just because what this will do is it will force this guy to jump, which should hopefully change the walk cycle a little bit. Maybe anyway, we shall see. But it's okay. So we've got two problems here. We've got the gumball animation and the MSB. Not load, export. Yeah, far left of the screen is 24. Yeah, so we start at 24 here, which means that the MSB point actually lies on the 29th, but the gap between the 29th and the 30th character, um, or at position 232, basically. Uh, so on the 29th character. So this is roughly where it'd be. It would actually be stood kind of just on this edge here. As long as the sprite is kind of covering both these squares, it should be fine. Hey, Dr. Goggles, hope you're doing well. Maybe initialization as first enemy. Yeah, maybe. Well, no, because the cola bottle worked fine. So I'm gonna reduce the height of this. Oh, there we go. There's a bug in the Oh god, that's not good. All right. I think there is a bug in the. Oh shit, was it that one? Oh, god damn it. Ah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That one. There we go. Yeah, I think it's a bug just to do with the gumball character. So, um, although it could be just the gumball, but only when it's as the first enemy. Yeah, you're right. So let's put 2 in then in that case and see what happens. Let's move this over here so it's just a bit out of the way a little bit. There we go. Okay. I really like this mix of Arkanoid. It's cool. Oh, yeah, you might be right there because it's walking correctly on this one here. So let's just see what happens when it jumps. Yeah, the first one seems to have a problem with its initialization, but just on the gumball. Jumps over the gap fine though. Doesn't like to do the rest of its animation. Okay, good spot, Mr. G. That would be AMK points there, definitely. Okay, so interesting. So let's try and solve that problem before we move on to the next problem. So enemies, gumball. No, why would it be any different? That's the weird thing. So on spawn, we do these things. We do have a walk frame and a jump index. So I don't see any reason why this is dynamic. Oh wait, hang on. How is that assigned? I've completely forgotten how the dynamic memory is assigned for these now. There's a combo usually. Yeah, it's the correct animation for it. Thanks for the follow, QPO. Is that Q? Yeah, QPO. Appreciated. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's take a look at enemies. So I just want to see what happens with enemies. So we have this static memory, and this is well, it's called static memory. It's probably called dynamic memory. And that's this section here. And all that is doing basically is for each enemy, it's just adding some extra bytes in that we can use that just belong to this one enemy. So it allows us to have things like this, so we can keep a record of some internal characters and things for each enemy. I don't know why it's got a memory size of 16. That's probably way more than we need, so I'm going to put it down to 8. Saves us a handful of bytes. I don't think we've used anywhere near that yet. So yeah, I caught that one. More, I caught that one. So I'm not entirely sure why, because it's this here. It's this walk frame, right? This walk frame is what? Oh, is it not being reset? Maybe it's not being reset. So we get it, but we never set it originally in the initial. Okay, so this is on update. Oh no, we do. Look, we set it here. Walk frame 0. Set enemy frame 0. Okay, so it should be being set. Okay. I'm going to move this to the beginning. Maybe doing it very first thing will change the behavior. I don't know why, but let's try it. Yeah, I've been really getting back into the GoldenEye thing. So the thing is, back in the day, it wasn't really speed running. You were running through GoldenEye quickly because of two reasons really. One, because some of the stuff in the game you needed to speed run areas to actually unlock, and two, see, this is fine. It's annoying. Right, stand there, see if I die. No, and I'm not dying there either. Okay, intensely frustrating. And the other thing that was cool about it was if you didn't have many pads, say you only had 2 pads, but you had a couple of friends around, you could just speed run levels, so you could like have a competition, so you could complete a level the quickest. Thanks for the resub, TLMR GVF, appreciated. Very, very appreciated indeed. Thank you. So yeah, a lot of the time I'd play GoldenEye because me and a few friends would to see how quickly we could complete levels. And the funny thing is years later I looked up GoldenEye speed running because some of the I was looking at Mario speedruns, and there was some GoldenEye speedruns that were mentioned in some of the videos, and I noticed that a lot of the techniques that we were using back then, just kind of casually between friends, were techniques that were being used in speedruns. Obviously, taken to extremes. I mean, in the speedruns, they're done way better than I could ever do them, but they are being done nevertheless. So, uh, okay. Sorry, just reading a message from Deft there. Okay, I'm going to answer that soon. So, if you are watching Deft, I will answer you in a minute. Cool. I don't know why that's not working, because if we look, first one that comes out slides, the second one doesn't. Why is that? Why would the first one be a problem? and only on this enemy as well, which is the weird thing about this. Okay, let's try some other enemies. Maybe let's try these guys. Let's see what happens with these guys. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, no, see, they walk fine. Okay, so it's not to do with that. Um, hmm. Why would it be different? I don't know. What I don't get is why is it different on this enemy and just this enemy? So look at the gummy bear. Okay, it's doing a little bit less on the. Maybe it's to do with the direction it faces when it comes out. What if I don't set? What if I don't do this bit? Okay, so let's just get rid of this bit. Get rid of that bit. Okay, so now. Oh, I thought the thing was broken, but it's the middle of voodoo people. Okay, let's try that because I got a funny. Oh, damn it! I'm loading the wrong enemies, aren't I? I got a funny feeling it's to do with that because that's the only difference between those two, really. Or it's to do with it thinks that they're falling or something. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. I'm not convinced this is going to work, but let's give it a try anyway. If it does work, then I need to think about something. So, thanks for the hosting, Lara. Appreciate it, man. Oh, I've started both players here, but okay. Okay, now they're not walking in any direction. That's because it hasn't picked one of these. It needs to pick one of these to set the state. So let's go ahead and set a state, but not set anything else. Let's just do that. Thanks for the follow, the Shaky Coder. I like that name. It's a good name. Shaky Coder. That's how I feel. Tomorrow morning, that's how I'll feel. Sundays are pretty much a write-off for me nowadays. Actually, what I need to do is I need to set up the Mega 65 to output its HDMI to my laptop somehow, and then I can just sit in bed with the laptop. I don't know how I would do that, though. I'll have to have a look into it. There must be a way to do it over the Wi-Fi or something. Oh, my capture card. I could probably do it through my capture card. Yeah, I can just set my PC up to transmit it through. I'm going to make a little private stream just for myself. Okay, see, now it's moving, but we're not getting the animation still. Which makes me wonder what the hell is different about the second time it comes in. Because none of these change. But something has definitely become different. Let's get rid of those. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, I mean, it didn't quite know how to behave because I turned that thing up, but you see it's still stuck. which makes me kind of want to go and check the memory at that position. So let me get there. Right, okay. So we have static memory stuff here, so I need to find out where that is. So 460C contains all our static memory values for these enemies here. We've got two enemies, so I'd expect to see two sets of changing values in here. So let's have a look at this location. Wait, that looks like code. That can't be right. That looks like code at that location. That's not 460C, enemy static memory. Enemy static memory. That looks like code at that location. That's very worrying. Well, let's just disassemble it. 460C. Yeah, it's code. Okay. Max enemies equals 0. Where's that? No, it's 5. This is 6502, well, 6510 assembly for Commodore 64 using Kick Assembler. This doesn't make any sense because this isn't even. This is. I don't think that value is right that it's returning because this is not the same place. Yeah, that's here, for God's sake. This is like right down here at core behavior. We're looking at this section here right now. So why it's put it down there, I don't know when it's all the way up here. I'm kind of worried about what that's doing there. Static memory size is equal to 8, so we should be getting 8 bytes for each of the 5 enemies. So there should be 40 bytes here. Let me just let me check before here. So there's no zeros. I don't know where it's getting these values from. Let me find out what enemies is. I think that lookup's wrong. Something funky going on here. I'm not sure what it is. Also, I've got that freaking window open. Something is changing the memory address at some point. Could it be that? No. Because this is completely wrong. This is not what I'm seeing at all. Just doesn't make any sense. Would probably explain some of these bugs as well. Yeah, let's close that down. I'm actually just gonna put. I want to see what the actual compiler says, the assembler says it's at, because it's almost like that's completely wrong, which makes me not trust the debug files now. So it's starting the right file. There we go. Yeah, see, look, it's a completely different location. 43E9. Okay. Ugh. Oh, look, it's correcting the debug file, but not in the start VS file. Maybe I'm not outputting VS files anymore. Yes, see that it's right here, sim file. Oh wait, it's right all the way down now. What the hell? Okay, okay, fine. I mean, I don't know why that suddenly is working, but whatever. Okay, so we've got two enemies, one that is working and one that is not. Okay, so 943E9. So here we have one enemy and then another enemy here. And I can see that the first enemy that's popped out has got all zeros in its place. So on a spawn, what should be happening is, well, actually, it's going to be all zeros because this needs undoing again. Hang on. But even so, it should have been set in a walk frame to 0, not to FF. So let's try and catch it in the middle of just doing one, and let's see where it actually plonks it, and then okay. Oh, soccer ban. You got that one. Quiz Green Beret. Did it look like Green Beret when it started? That's brilliant. All right, let's start this up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop open the machine code monitor as soon as the first one comes out, so we can see exactly what values it's being assigned. Right, there we go. So it looks like it's setting them up here. So this is our first one here. Why it's there, I don't know, and not the first one, not the actual first location. But it looks like the values are slightly off. I would expect to see, so walk frame, I would expect to see 0 in both of them because it's set here. And then jump index would be FF. So I should see 0, FF, 0, 1. But what I see is 0, FF, and I don't see the 0, 1. So fallen spawn, I'm not entirely sure if that has changed in the update or not. Let's have a look. Fallen spawn. Should I fall? Oh, okay. So this only happens once. So that's actually correct. Those values that it's showing are correct there, but for some reason, it looks naked. For some reason, it looks wrong. So let's have a look what should happen. You should then come into this routine and say, okay, I need to do a walk animation now. So it adds 1 to our current walk and then stores that. Right, minus walk, right. See, I see no reason why this would stop working. Snap enemy to floor, maybe? Oh, God. Hey, Chromus. Are you doing well? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay. For the life of me, I don't know why it would be different for the first one. Nothing has changed in here. So look, have we got like a next enemy index in here or something? Enemy on switch, enemy total count. Okay, how does it know which enemy to go for here? So maybe it's that. Oh no, it just fire. That's right, finds a blank enemy. Yeah, I'm totally not sure what's going on here. But I can tell already this guy is not behaving properly. Yeah, that second one is. Okay, what I'm going to try. Oh, why is it not moving? Okay. Oh, damn it. What I'm going to try is freezing him and see what happens when he recovers. I feel like it's one of the values somewhere. It's going to be one of those static values that's not correct, not changing. So if I just go back in there, mon43e9. So you can see, oh, actually, this one's got a 2 here now for some reason. And we're not even using, my God, all right. Not even using the 3rd value, and yet somehow it's changed. So I have no idea what the fuck's going on here. We'll see what happens when this recovers. It doesn't seem that state switching actually has any effect on it, so but it may be that this state switch is different. No, see, it's still stuck in that state. The sprite isn't set as its correct bit. Yeah, something is odd here. So I would expect when I look at this memory list here, oops, for some of these numbers to be changing all the time, because we do have so some of these numbers here and these numbers here to be changing all the time, because we do have a walk cycle going on one of the enemies, you see. Oops. And indeed, this one here is changing. I'm not entirely sure why it's this one and not these ones here. I don't know why it's this far along. But you can see this isn't changing at all. So if I set that to O, whoops, what would that be? So that would be F1, I think, 43F1. So 43F1, 01. Right. Oh no, that's that one there. Damn it. 2, 3, 4. Okay. The initial frame count is always set to 0. So whenever these sprites spawn, their initial frame is set to 0, which is what this is doing here. So this is when you set enemy frame and you pass a 0, and it actually uses the one here. So we're setting this as our initial frame, but then we're actually setting the index to 0 as well here. So this walk frame should be setting it to 0. I'm going to try setting it to 1. Maybe it's a weird bug with the 0 there. The frustrating thing is how it's not working on just the first sprite. It makes no rational sense to me at all. What's in the macros of the index? Yeah. What's that not loading? Okay. This is a weird tune. You see, now it's just stuck in a different frame now. So it is to do with this frame not advancing properly, but why is it not advancing properly? So let's have a look where it should be advancing, I guess. So this is where it does the advance. I know what it is. I know what it is. It's because we update these in a stagger. That's why this is failing. All right, I can fix this. So we're using this ZP counter instead, whereas what we should probably be using is an internal counter. just going to call it internal. Oh, I'm just going to call it adding timer, I guess. Doesn't really matter what we set this to because we're just going to increment it. Yeah, because the it's because the animations are staggered. It's a change I made some time ago now. I forgot about it. Right, that should fix it. So what was happening is because the updates are staggered, so the updates actually happen at 30 frames a second. So what was happening was enemies that so it would have happened if I'd have done 3 enemies as well. So if I'd have done 3 enemies, the first and the third would have not animated, whereas the one in the middle would have animated. And it's because of the staggered nature of the updates. Whereas this way they're going to animate all the time. I just need to make sure the speed's right now. Which they are. Cool. There we go. Oh, cool. All right, that's a relief. All right. I'm gonna celebrate with a. I'm gonna relax for a minute. Just take a sip of wine. I say sip. Finish the actual glass. This is another reason I want to start concentrating on one game at a time instead of spreading it out a little bit. Because at the moment now I'm working on like 3 or 4 things on stream at once, and it's getting hard to remember. Plus the fact that the this game has been going on for well over a year now, a year and a half or something like that. It's been going on a long time. So sometimes there's things I've done that I've completely forgotten about. I mean, that was a change I made maybe 3 months ago to deal with the raster timings were a bit problematic. So we just staggered the updates a little bit. But it does mean that those animations don't always work. So I thought I'd gone through and fixed all of those at that time. I just completely forgot that it was a thing until I spotted that timer, which I'd looked at 3 times tonight already. It was only when I started thinking about why that might not fire that I realized. So yeah, such is life. Okay. The problem is I've not managed to die in this location here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load back to the level that we had tested last, which was a zigzag one. And I'm going to stand in that location and see if I die. Because we still haven't fixed the MSB bug here. Going to do about another half an hour of this, and then I'm going to do some Mega 65. I'll take a break around about midnight, and I'll do some Mega 65 at that time. So the problem is if I stood here, shit, I'm gonna have to jump over these, aren't I? Yeah, all right. If I stood around about here, I'd sometimes die. See, it's not happening with them there. Oh shit. Okay. Need these guys. Yeah, it's when these ones are at the there you go. So I stand underneath that platform. I need more wine. Yeah, good idea. Cheers. Thank you, Amok, for the bits. Appreciated. I was thinking as well because Steps was talking about getting cartridge cases for these. I actually have some cartridge cases and some stickers that I did for the games that you're getting as well. So, in fact, I can show you what they look like. I don't know where the other one is, but I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can find. Um, see if I can find because I might have some spare cases. No guarantees, but if I have, I will. I will put them in cases for you as well. So all you really need then is the boxes. I do have boxes, but unfortunately, I don't have the templates that I used to make those boxes anymore. I don't know why. Um, so yeah, don't go and get the cases just yet. I might have some for you. So, and then you've got cases. They might need a screw. I don't think because the cases I've got, I don't think have screws. So, um, um, but yeah, I'll take a look anyway. No guarantees, but yeah. And as I say, I'll post them on Monday, Tuesday. Depends on how this prints. If I can get this printed properly tomorrow, then I will deliver everything on Monday. I'm just going to do one trip to the post box. Um, okay, so I could replicate that then. So maybe I was stood in the wrong place on that other level because it was like here, which is okay. So just to the left of this thing here. Oh, sprite corruption. Ah, this is the other bug we saw, which is to do with the level packing. Ah, right. Okay. So we've got a couple of issues. This is actually a more pressing issue than anything else. So this is easy to replicate, right? So what we need to do, let's fix that issue first. I think that's the bigger issue. Uh, so what we need to do is we need to start a level, and then we need to die. So I'm just going to try and kill myself as quickly as possible here. For some reason, I can't move. My joysticks stop working. Swap joysticks, maybe. What the hell? Oh, there we go. One now. Oh, damn it. It's two players. Let me start in one player again. And it's the second time a level loads that the sprites end up corrupted. And it's to do with where they are in memory. And I know exactly the routine that's doing it. So we just need to find a way to avoid that from happening. Um, so I just need to die as quickly as possible here. So let's just lose all my lives really quickly. I've been watching a fun little cartoon recently called Final Space. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but it's kind of interesting. A few relatively famous people in it as well. Chukidi, yeah, Chukidi. It's cool. I really like it. Chukidi, yeah, I like that. I like that you said that. Chukidi. That thing is the best. Mooncake is definitely the best. I haven't watched all of it, so please don't spoil any for me. I'm towards the end of the first season now. Um, but yeah, it's cool. I like I like the kind of the world that it's in. It feels a little bit Invader Zim in a weird way. Not quite, but it's got the same kind of energy as Invader Zim, I think, with the kind of Gary's kind of shouts and screams quite a lot, and so it has that Invader Zim kind of energy and slight ridiculousness to things as well. Tacos. I do like my Invader Zim. That's what I have tattooed all over my arm. Got one, two, three Invader Zim tattoos. No, David Tennant is a very, very good voice actor. It's really hard to tell that that is David Tennant. Conan, you can kind of recognize. Fred Armisen, you can definitely recognize. But yeah, he's really, really good. Um, so it's kind of twisted as well. There's some quite brutal stuff in it as well. Okay, right. So the problem is what's happening here is on the transition there is a memory copy that happens. Now, I think I did. Did I make a note of where this was? Yeah, Zim was kind of twisted as well. Could have a book to do with transition. Yeah, so I didn't write anything other than that. That is just to do with the transition. But basically, what happens is when we transition between one screen and another, some stuff is copied from memory, from sprite memory into. It must be this one. No, sorry, not this one. It's going to be this one, maybe. Yeah, here we go. We copy stuff from memory into a random place, not a random place, but a place lower in memory, and then copy it back. So I think the problem is the copy is corrupting some stuff somewhere. I need to figure out why, because it only happens on a transition out, maybe. So let's have a look. One of these routines breaks things. So this is where we do the copy. We copy from C400 down to 0400. And then we copy the screen. So we back up these sprites here to here, and then we duplicate the screen. Now the sprites, they're Doom Song. Zim is the best, and I think that's why I like Final Space. It's got that same energy about it, and even Mooncake is kind of a little bit kind of garish in a way. It's just like chuckity chuckity chuckity. Yeah, it's just a little bit random and girl like, and Gary's definitely Zim like in his crazy screams and uh, do those sprites work? I wish those sprites work. Why don't all the sprites work? Hang on. So let's have a look. Yeah, I'm gonna concentrate on this for 23 minutes because I do want to get onto Mega 65, but I would like to clear this bug if I can. So if I have to spend a tiny little bit longer, I will do, but I don't want to spend too much longer. But I will make a massive mental note if I don't fix it to do this first. This is what I should have been doing first. So these are loaded in C000, which means we get 16 sprites. 4, 1, 3, 4. So we get all these sprites and then these sprites, and these are the ones that get copied. So this from here to here, these two rows are what get copied. So these will corrupt. And this is the problem. I don't think they're being copied back correctly. So this is happening, and this is fine. And these values go down to 0400, and nothing else affects that area down there. Screen is moved out of that area, so we're not right into that area. But we need a trend on the transition out. It needs to be copied back, which is this bit here. But I kind of get the impression this isn't always happening. So let's put a breakpoint and let's see that we get into this. And let's have a go. So because it could just be that we're doing it too many times. It's not being run at the correct times. I didn't press anything then. What the hell? What the why is that plugged in or something? No, all right. Don't know what the hell happened there. I'm just gonna keep standing here. Oh, that second player is gonna get in the way. Damn it! All right. Okay, right. Let's try and lose lives nice and quickly. I don't have the monster joystick plugged in. Monster joystick's on the shelf behind me. I really like the monster joystick because I can set it in the alternate position, but one thing that really annoys me is it doesn't seem to work properly as a second joystick button. It's fine as an up. You can when you turn the up thing on, it works fine, but not as a second joystick button, which is a bit frustrating. At least not on the ultimate. Maybe it works properly on a real machine, but it doesn't work on the Mega 65. It doesn't work on the ultimate. So okay. So this would imply that this sprite data is what needs to be going to here, right? And these don't seem to match. Now this is the right. The reason this doesn't match right now is because this is uh, the the data for drawing this map. Whereas this is sprite data. So let's try sprite 400. Is it 400? How do you do it now? I don't remember how you do fucking sprites now. I thought it was that. I thought it was just SPR. Okay. If anybody knows the syntax for that, Vice 64 sprite command. Uh, fuck's sake. Ah, God. All right. You see, I know that these are going to come out broken now. But it's only one frame where they come out broken. That's one thing. So, see if we can pause it on the frame that they're broken on. Okay, so which frame is that? That is. Oh, actually, that's that frame. Why is that frame broken? That's weird. Thanks for the follow, Mikhail. Welcome to the stream. Okay, I think we've definitely got a problem that I need to look at on the next stream. I'm gonna keep going at it for now, but I think this may carry over to the next stream. So this needs to be the primary thing to fix. The question is, why is it affecting that frame? Oh wait, that is kind of sprite pointer territory. But these are copy. Wait, these are copied to. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. C400. Ah, okay. Actually, these start at C400. So it's these ones here. So it means it's just this last bit here that breaks. Tell you what, this is one for the debugger, isn't it? All right. Okay, don't remember anything I pressed. Okay, so let's just get. First of all, I need to get into the game, and I need to die basically. So there's the breakpoint that we're hitting. Okay, so we know. Well, let's go and have a look at the memory before we do anything. So, which is the no, there we go. Control F8. Okay, that's what. So what I want to look at is first of all what has been copied here. So I can definitely see these sprites have been copied to this location. You can see they're there, and they're fine. And the sprite that we're interested in is right towards the end. It's the last one, so it's this one here, um, which I can't really tell. But yeah, you see, it's not corrupted now. I can just about make out in this section here the cola bottle shape. That's the flying saucer. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those areas. So let's die, and we'll see what happens on these copies. So we're keeping an eye on this area of memory. This is the low memory. So this is where it gets copied to on a transition and then gets copied back. So if we see corruption here, then we know that something is overwriting this area. If we don't see corruption here, then we know that the copy back is broken. So hopefully now. Okay, so we do see some corruption, and that happens around about this position here. 0770 gets written with loads of 9 zeros. So knowing that, what we can do now is we can set a breakpoint on this and say, okay, what is changing this area? And we know some places where it's supposed to change, and we know some areas where it's not supposed to change. So we'll start by just putting a breakpoint on this area. Let's get rid of that one. Don't need that one anymore. So this is 0770 more than or equal to 0. So anytime that changes, basically. Now that means we're going to get one now, but it should point to somewhere that we know. Oh, it hasn't actually. That's interesting. Didn't point to it at all. Oh, maybe this is the problem. Maybe. Okay, let's just die and see if it does it again. We may have to restart the game, but we'll finish this game one day, I tell you. Okay, so we've got a game over. And we do have something right into that area now. Okay. And this is in the normal place where we would expect. So this is in the transition in. So we definitely would expect it at this location, where we're copying stuff from. Oh wait. Oh yeah, we're copying stuff from the sprite area. So just going to have a look at the sprite area. So the sprite area is C400, but we're looking for the sprite towards the end. So we're looking at this. Yeah, see, look, something changes data in this location as well. Okay, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the breakpoint to C770 as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload the PRG. Oh, a really itchy finger for some reason. That's weird. Thank you for the bits, Gareth. 11:30. Thank you very much. Appreciated. And good night, Gareth. Take care. Okay, let me. Okay, so we're in. So now we're looking out for these values being changed, and already this value here has been changed. Okay. So we're seeing sprites here, correct? We're not seeing sprites here because this is the screen. Okay, so this is the transition. This is fine. And I can see that the sprites have indeed been put back correctly at this point. And I can see not going breakpoint in here. Okay, so let's put these breakpoints in. So 0770 more equal to, in fact, if we just do equal to 90, 0770 equals 90, because that was the value that it was filling it with. So, and then C770 equals 90. So now if we get a game over, somewhere at this point, we're going to see this value change to 9. There we go. Okay. And here we are. We've found a random place where it's doing that change. Okay. That is Blackout HUD. Okay, that's the problem. So this value is put in 90 into the screen and into the HUD area down here as well. And that is the problem. There's this that's the problem. Okay, so that means then at that point, that then gets copied into lower RAM, if I'm correct. So let's get that on. Yeah. So blackout HUD transition in. So the transition in happens. Okay, cool. Right, I found the problem anyway. So let's get rid of that breakpoint. Blackout HUD happens here. This is what causes the problem. And that is part of transition out. So I can confirm that just by doing an RTS here, so nothing happens. And then we can take a look at what's actually going on in the... Oh, no, that was the wrong one. This one here. And then we can take a quick look at what's actually happening internally for those. This is probably going to be the thing that we need to change. We're probably changing too many rows here. 24. Yeah. In fact, I'm almost certain that's what's the problem. Oh no, but we're going backwards. Let's just see what happens. You could just be changing the colors is enough and don't need to actually do this line here. In fact, let me just try that. Let me just get rid of that line. It'd be great if that fixes it. Hey, we had that job. We had that joke the other night. That's terrible. I liked that joke, and now I don't like it so much because it was only just played the other night. So These are an interesting flavor. I mean, if you can get them cheap, then by all means try them. I wouldn't recommend going out of your way to buy them though. Oh, Akmafin on form with his terrible jokes. Okay, so the panel at the bottom looked all right. Now I'm just looking for. It's got rid of the corruption as well. Okay, so I just want to keep an eye on this HUD now. So I want to make sure that when the level's complete and we do the transition out, that the HUD looks all right. So, or when I die, so I'll do the die. It's probably the easiest thing for me to do. Here's the program. It's doing PHP. Okay, so what I'm looking for is how this blacks out. Looks fine actually. I don't think that was necessary at the bottom there, so I think that solved that problem. That's good. Okay, cool. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a very quick break now, and then when I come back, we'll do some Mega 65. So I'll get that Mega 65 turned on, get that TV turned on. I always have to set the color on that because it uses the same freaking frequency as my infrared on the TV. Oh god damn it! The reason I'm doing it on the TV, it's just a lot easier if I can use the TV as a view rather than have to look at that tiny little screen there. Oh, could not load. Oh, okay, something's gone weird. I think I need to reset it again. What's happened there? Maybe I've destroyed the image, but we'll soon see. I might have to copy the image back onto the disk again. Oh no, it's loaded. All right, I'm going to take 5 minutes, guys. When I come back, we'll do some Mega 65. So be right back.